Very good. We can't take any more questions. We're going to move to the closing statements now. Ms. Driver will make the first closing statement, 5 minutes.
Discrimination. Probably Bush's fault. I'm happy.
Ms. Driver, can I ask you to make your closing statement?
There's a victim there, folks.
We're faced with a challenge in the state of California. And how California goes, so goes the nation. It's not a coincidence that the attack on affirmative action began here. This is the first state that was a majority-minority state. And in the face of that demographic change, there was a reaction to it. A reaction to try to hold on to white privilege, to try to shut the doors of opportunity and access to the growing majority of Californians. That's one direction we can go in. Greater segregation, separate and unequal opportunity being the law of this state and the practice of this state once again. Or we can move towards greater equality, real integration, opportunity expanded and extended for the growing majority of Californians. That means fighting to hold on to affirmative action. To do that will take building a new civil rights movement. There have always been Black and other minority leaders that have stood up and said, don't fight. That have said that we do better when we stand separate. But under segregation, we were worse off. No, the lie that we had more wealth, more businesses, more opportunities, equal access to campuses like this is just a lie. Affirmative action programs make the promise and the possibility of equality real. We have to fight to expand these programs. We have to fight in California to end the tyranny of Proposition 209 and to reestablish affirmative action programs so that this campus can fulfill its mission of being a center of democracy, of intellectual prowess, of forward motion, of progress, of thought. Rob the students of this campus of affirmative action, and you create a situation in which it's more grade-driven, it's less about thinking and learning, and it's more about achieving according to criteria that don't measure anything. At this university, in the 1960s, there was a movement that developed that said, we're going to have free speech. We're going to bring the civil rights movement to Berkeley. We're going to open it up and make educational opportunity and democracy a reality in this state by, for the first time, having significant numbers of Black and Latino and Asian and Native American and women students on these campuses. We're going to break the stranglehold of these campuses being a white job trust. And in that movement, there was the development of an intellectual renaissance that began on this campus that made it possible for people to learn and think and debate ideas, that created ethnic studies and African American studies and women's studies and American culture programs that changed the character and the composition of this university and of American society. That's the direction that BAM seeks to take this campus and this society again. For the minority students who are here, underrepresented minority students, for many of the white students, for many of the Asian students, we know how alienated and atomized life on this campus is now. We know how many people feel under attack, and we know we've got to raise the number of underrepresented minority students to clear the air again, to make it possible for real learning to take place. We're going to have a hearing on November 10th on hostile environment. If you're a Black or you're a Latino student here, you know you face it all the time. You know you hear crap like you've heard in this debate to put you down and put down our communities. We need to stand up and we need to say that there need to be many, many more of us here, and that if many, many more of us come here, we know that climate on this campus will change. We know our academic performance will improve. We know that for every student on this campus, there'll be a better atmosphere.
Thank you.
Come to the November 10th hearing. Let's start